So, hi and welcome to Big Brander sessions. And today we're going to speak about how to set up and optimize your business profiles on social media. So, we all know that this is basically our introduction. It's one of the first things that people see when they come to our profiles. And that's what get them in a way to also decide if they want to stop and read more and see what content you create, or are they going to skip it? So that's why we want to make sure that we're really optimizing it so we can get the best results as we can. So I'm going to share with you some different tips on how you can optimize your business profiles on social media. So it's very in general, but also in some of them you can really see the difference, and we'll go through some examples at the end. So the first important thing is the platform selection. Because I know sometimes we do tend to be like in different platform, not because it's relevant to us, because it's trendy, because everyone is there, or just because we think it's there, but it doesn't really give us the results. So that's why it's very important to determine which social media platforms are most relevant to your business, which means which are the social media platforms that your audience spend time in. Those are the platforms that is active, is there. So it's not just you, and you can also, by the way, decide to be in other platforms that your audience maybe is not there, but it's beneficial for you, for your own personal needs. So separate this two. You want to make sure that your decision is based on your target audience, about their maybe demographic, industry, your goals. And that's why it's very important to really learn as much as we can about our audience, because this is what's going to help you to make sure that you're making the right decision. And as I said, like, don't choose a platform just because it's popular or everyone is there. Choose it because you know your audience is there. Choose it because you also know that this is what's going to help you to package the best way your message, from the design, from the format. Okay, so if videos is not like what's really working for you, so platform like YouTube and TikTok are not going to work for you. If you need to have like different type of content that it's very long, like articles, or you're trying to reach to businesses, so LinkedIn can be the place for you. So that's why it's very important to make sure that we're choosing the right platforms. Once we do, this is the time we can start working on creating compelling profiles. So with each social media platform that we choose, we want to make sure that we have, let's call it like the basic information, which is the company name, the logo, if you are the brand, so add your name to it. Um, have a good descriptive on your bio, and really communicate what's your business all about. Okay, what's your values, what's important to you, and really use it like in a very authentic way to kind of set the ground for building relationship with your audience. So you can highlight, for example, different qualities, things that are unique to you, strengths that you have, maybe top services, top products, um, anything that you know that your audience might be very interested in, and make sure it's appearing in the bio. As well, start by actually really defining what's your personal brand it's all about. Identify what sets you apart from others. Sorry. um, so really what sets you apart from others. Because I don't really believe in the word competition, because I don't think it's really something that exists, because each and every one of us, each and every one of the other brands have something unique. It's got different people that managing it, creating it. So there's a lot of different things around it. So find what's special in you and make sure you're highlighting it, um, in that bio, in the description. Okay, make sure you use a descriptive language, engaging storytelling. Don't just maybe put things, maybe, again, it's really depend on the platform. So for example, in LinkedIn you have the about, and you really can use it like to create a storytelling there, like share who you are through a story. On Instagram, for example, you don't really have much space. You cannot really do like a storytelling. So that's why there you, for example, you can put like bullet points that explain exactly what you do. Use visual elements. So for example, in Instagram, some can use different emojis, right? So it makes it a bit more alive. It's separated. You can read even better. And that helps as well to create a very dynamic profile, okay, that grabs attention. That's our purpose. We need to remember that people are exposed to so much content. If we're not going to grab their attention with little things, with maybe our profile image, maybe with the company name that is unique, maybe with different things we wrote there, with different emojis that were catching attention. Okay. So that's why it's very important, as you can see, to follow kind of the different steps here, which is to make sure that you know which platforms are relevant to you. And then now, how can you actually make the most out of what they offer you and use it to create a compelling profile? Another important thing that is part of it is that to use high quality visuals, which means that it needs to be like in everything you put there in your profile. It's for your profile pictures, it's for your content that you use, okay? And you really want to make sure that it's high quality and high catching. One of the things that I sometimes see on LinkedIn, for example, that someone put like a profile picture that it's like from a vacation, very far, very blurry, like different things that you are really trying to like, who's that person? You want to recognize, even if it's a company logo. And then you use like maybe a logo that it's like very small and you even shrink it more and lots of white background around it. No one can really see it because the reason why we want to make sure that everything we do is being in line, and then we have like a good bio, a good and high quality image that really describes following our brand identity. The reason we want to do all of that is because we want to be in top of mind. So I want to remember. So it's enough for me to remember, for example, which company comes in mind now? I don't know. Nike is the easiest. Okay. So when you see like a V mark, they're always kind of gonna take you, even if it's not Nike, you're gonna think about Nike. If you're gonna see the M of McDonald's, there is a place here that I always drive on the highway, and there's like arches in the shape of M. And every time I look at this, I'm like, I feel like McDonald's because it just reminds me because it's one by one by one. So that's the connotation that we want our audience to have, and because there's lots of content, we want to stand out. So use quality images, videos that really showcase your product, your services, who you are, your personality. Put yourself out there. And you can find a way to play with this and do it. And make sure that you're really supporting your brand identity across all platforms. So if you have one profile picture in one social media platform, make sure it's in everyone. What I found like to do for myself, for example, because in my case, I'm the brand, I took a picture of myself and I've combined it with my logo. So this way you can see my logo, you can see me, and you can have that connection. So that can be for another example. So for you, for example, Hanika, like you can even maybe do like a picture that you can see you like drawing and looking at the camera and your logo is coming on, let's say the left side or the right side. So that can be nice because this way you're allowing them to meet the artist behind it. And on the same time, you link it to your brand. Optimize for search. So you use social media. I mean, one of the things that help people to come to us is through the SEO, right? Search engine optimization. So it's either through Google or we search on the different platform. We search on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram. It doesn't matter which platform. So we want to make sure that we're using relevant keywords in our bio, okay? That we use in the description different keywords that we know that our audience is searching for. Okay, that's why it's very good in general. I recommend for any business to do every few months a keywords research. Take like an hour or two, whatever, sit with even keywords planner or other tools you have, and just make a list and see how many people are searching and everything, and find your top. Find, let's say, even your top 10. And then those 10s, you want to implement them in your bio, in your content, And this is really going to help you to improve your visibility in the search results. And it's going to help you, like, not just in Google, but in the actual different social media platforms. Okay. It's going to help you to improve discoverability. And by being consistent with this in all the different platforms, it's also going to help you with the algorithm. And it's also going to help you with your audience, because they'll find you all the time when they search for certain keywords, and you're going to appear there. And also it's going to show them in a way that you are being consistent, that you know what you're talking about. And that's something super important. It sounds super like easy. Like, of course, what do you mean? Of course, I'm going to add my contact information, but apparently not everyone's doing it. And that's the part when we really want to have a call to action. So we want to make sure, because a lot of time what I see, like, people write stuff and then that's it. Okay, so I saw, I know what you do. Bye. But if you ask me to do something and you lead me to do something, so there's a good chance that I will do it. Sorry, allergy. So make sure you are adding your content information, such as your website URL, email address if it's relevant, phone number only if you want to. I like, and it's really important for your business. Because I personally don't put my phone number, because I was getting like people calling me from different countries and stuff like this. So what I've done, I've blocked some of those countries for my, let's say, for example, Facebook. So just make sure that if you're putting the information that it's relevant. Because, for example, if you like in my service, like, having my WhatsApp number, it's not that important. You're gonna have email, website, and other ways to get to me. But if I'm selling a product that I need to do deliveries, or you need to book an appointment with me on the phone number, so it's really important to put it there. So have that in mind, and make sure that you link to your website and other social media platforms. Make sure that you cross promoting your social media profiles. Okay. So, for example, in Instagram, you can have now up to 5 links. So you can say, okay, my top social media platforms that I want to promote there, I can put it there on top of my website. Okay. So you can have there a link for your YouTube channel, for your podcast, for other things. And this is how you enjoy that, like, social media funnel of things. So make sure you have something there and have a call to action. Hashtags. You want to make sure you're using hashtags wisely. Okay. Hashtags are not necessarily relevant in every social media platform. It will be, for example, relevant in platform like LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. But you want to make sure that if you're already using them, so make your research. So this is the same as like the keywords. You want to make sure that, let's say you decided on those 10 keywords, you can go check them as hashtags in the different platforms. And as per that, decide which one you want to add to your bio, because this is also going to something that's going to help you to increase visibility, and through that to reach out to a wider audience. And that's also going to help you with the algorithm eventually, because it's like a cycle. You add this, you get exposure for more people if they actually engage with you and stuff like this. So the platform will expose you to more and more, and that's like how that cycle goes. The most important thing is to make sure we're being consistent. Okay, this is super important when we're having our profiles. That's why I said you want to make sure that you actually repeat certain things, and with small adjustments in the different platform, so people can recognize you and say, okay, this person I know, this is the brand I know, like the name, the color, something is they remember, they connected. So sorry. So you want to do that on that part, but you also want to make sure you're being consistent with the content and everything you do. You want to make sure that you're being consistent from the side that there is a key message that you have to share with your audience, and you sticking with it. You keep on sharing that information. You keep on giving them tips, and you educating them or motivating them, or everything you do is like being consistent. because by being consistent, it's going to also help you to interact better with your audience, and it's going to help you to build a community around your brand. And that's what we're looking for. If you want to build a business that's going to be here for a long run, we want to build a community around the brand. That's for example, different sports brands, what they do, they, for example, host a marathon, or like cars that they will, participate in this Formula One and so on. That's their way to build a community. So it's like that, let's say they've chosen a driver, that driver have the same values as them as a brand, and they use it to build. So now and then they use it and they're being consistent. Then they'll use that person in that advertisements, in different campaigns, in different interviews, in different PR, and they build all around it. Or if they're doing marathons, for example, hosting marathons, they'll have like at least once a year or more of that. It's like in South Africa when you have the Red Bull event. This is part of it. So we want to make sure that like we are building a community for our brand, and to help us do it, we really need to show them, like for me, being consistent, it's also meaning if you're being consistent, you're also being authentic. Because if you're not authentic, so it's going to be easy like to forget, oh, what I've done here, what I said here, like all of that. And people are looking for that honesty. Like people want to know that from who they're buying. There's lots of bots and stuff and fake, and people want to have that personal connection. So make sure you're doing that, because it's important to really make sure that it's all the different platforms with your message, with your information, with your brand identity, with all of that, you being consistent. So don't have one profile picture in one platform. So let's say in the one you're going to put yourself, on the other one you put your logo. Here you wrote like something like X, and on the other one something totally different, and it looked like two different type of businesses. So for example, that's what, as I said, like what I've done with my profile picture, I took a picture of myself and combined it with the logo. This way they can still see me and have my logo, and it's like a win-win. So everyone needs to find what works for them. I want to share some few examples and I can go over them. So this, for example, a profile on LinkedIn. So there's no cover image. So how can I know what's like the business all about? Just from the name, I can guess, but it doesn't gonna give me any much information. I don't really have anything here, not about, not hashtags, not much information for me to use. So why would I want to work and follow that person and connect with that person unless I know that person? Like for example, I put my profile. So you can see that I have a cover image. Okay. So you can see what I'm specializing in. I'm using my keyword of the big brander. I have my website, my Instagram. I write what I do. I've linked it to what I've studied, to my business name. There's information, there's hashtags. And that's the difference. That's one of the things, together with the articles, that really helped me to shift my connections on LinkedIn from having people that worked with me, like in corporate life, to having more business owners, entrepreneurs, and that makes a huge difference. So this is like, for example, on LinkedIn, you want to make sure you have a good cover image, that it's not hiding your profile picture or something you wrote here, you put. You don't want to have it too busy. You want to have your name, exactly what you do, share a bit about, okay? Talks about, and here you have the hashtags, as you can see. You have the location, you have a link to the website, you have a link to the job description that I do. So you can even click here to learn more. You can see that I've studied. So there's a lot of information. So you can, just from looking at this for a few seconds, you can get a lot of information, and that's our purpose. And here I found different profiles on Instagram. So the first one, there is a clear profile picture, although it's not really a high quality one, because like you can see it even on like the laptop and stuff that it's a bit blurred. But it's clear about the business name. It's clear what they do. There is a contact information. There's everything you need to do. She's using emoji. There is a link to a website. So you can let me know in the comments, or like unmute yourself. What do you think about this? So which one of them is better than the other? You can see the faces. The top one, yes, because in the bottom one, there's only a bag. And if you are the one who's creating a bag, I would prefer to see a picture of you holding a bag that, for example, you design. Okay. I would add more information. I'm a designer of bags. Okay. What else? Like what type of bags? Like fabrics. Encourage me. Invite me to check that website, have like more stuff to look at. Invite me to check your portfolio. There is lacking of information. And in the two of them, another thing I would, for example, add is hashtags. Although some are saying that the hashtags on Instagram are not necessarily like working as they used to, but if you can actually use it as part of the keywords that you already have here, why not? If there's even some chance that you can improve exposure through that, so make the most out of it. So for example, here, it could have been like for the cupcake and hashtag. Decorating workshops can be a hashtag. Okay, desserts, cakes, right? And here I put my profile and another profile because this is how it looks with the hashtags. And it's clear you can see my name in my business name, and so you can link me because I'm the brand. I've put it like the information about what I do, offers, hashtags, links. And in the profile below, you can also see it's very clear what she's doing. And she's not some putting like an AI thing or like whatever it is. You can see her, you can see the person who's actually, because a lot of time, for example, in tarot readings, you can just see the hands and you don't really see the face. And there's a great way for her like to, I'm the person behind it. And you put here, she put here the information, she invite to book in, she put a link, and that's the difference. And here she also have like threads for the two of us, there is, and you can see that on the other one you don't have. But again, that's what we want. We want to have information that helps us to make decision. That when I look at the profile, it's clear to me what I'm gonna find here. And once it's clear to me, then I can scroll down and see the content. And that's also part of being consistent. Because if your bio say one thing and then I scroll down to the content and it's something else, then I won't trust that brand. And that's the thing. And that's why we want to be consistent. We want to make sure that we're not just, when we want to optimize our profile, it's not just about to write the best bio. It's to make sure we have a full package packed for this. Okay. So we want to make sure that it's the bio, it's the profile picture, it's the content, everything supports each other. They all tell the same story. They all connect with your audience, not someone else's audience, your audience. And if you do that and you don't see like the right audience there, or maybe it means that maybe your message is not clear, or maybe your audience is not right. And that's how you can also learn a lot. Because if you create a profile and that's what you believe in, and that's what you think that puts your key message out there, but something is not working, so that's going to help you to understand like, okay, what's not working? Is it the audience? It's my message, and to start testing that. So make sure you're really focusing. So this just, for example, Instagram and LinkedIn, but the same is on YouTube. When you put it out there, you want to put a description about who you are. That's why you have the option on YouTube for the YouTube trailer. So you can actually create a YouTube trailer that like video, a short video that explains what's going to happen in that channel, what they're going to find. Even on Facebook, on a business page, you have the about. Even in your personal profile, you have a little bio thing that you can write like one sentence. You could put even a link there. And that's the thing. We're getting free stages like to promote our business, to put ourselves out there. So we want to make sure that we're making the most out of it.